The Buddhist Monk and the Ghost. Many years ago, at the foothills of the Himalayas, there was a peaceful village. On the outskirts of the village stood an ancient monastery where a Buddhist monk named Dhammananda lived. He devoted his life to meditation and compassion. The villagers respected him deeply for his wisdom and tranquility. One night, while Dhammananda was meditating, he suddenly felt a cold breeze. When he opened his eyes, he saw a faint figure in front of him. It was a ghost, a woman with sorrowful eyes. Her face was pale and her presence carried a heavy sadness. Instead of being afraid, Dhammananda gently asked, "Why are you here, spirit?" The ghost's voice trembled. "I have been wandering for centuries. I was wronged in my life and died with hatred in my heart. Now, I am bound to this realm, unable to find peace." Dhammananda closed his eyes and began chanting sutras with compassion. His soothing voice filled the air with calmness. Slowly, the ghost's sorrow began to fade. Her form grew lighter, and her eyes filled with gratitude. But just as she was about to disappear, a gust of wind rushed through the monastery, and her face twisted with fear. "No, he is coming!" she screamed before vanishing. The monk remained still, sensing an ominous presence. A dense darkness crept into the monastery, and a chilling voice echoed, "Leave this place, monk. This soul belongs to me." From the shadows emerged a dark spirit, a cruel entity that fed on the suffering of lost souls, keeping them bound. Dhammananda, undeterred, opened his eyes with compassion, not fear. He softly said, "No soul belongs to you. All beings deserve freedom." He began chanting louder the verses of the Metta Sutta, spreading boundless love and kindness. The dark spirit shrieked, trying to resist the monk's compassion, but the more Dhammananda chanted, the weaker the spirit became. Soon, it dissolved into nothingness. The ghost, now free from the dark force, appeared once more, her form glowing with warmth. With tears in her eyes, she bowed before the monk. "You have freed me from my suffering. I can finally move on," she whispered, before disappearing into a golden light. The next morning, the villagers noticed an unusual sense of peace in the air. Flowers that hadn't bloomed in years blossomed around the monastery. Birds that had long flown away returned. Dhammananda continued his meditation, knowing that compassion could heal even the most tormented souls. The villagers often spoke of the monk's unwavering kindness, and his story became a legend, a reminder that even in the face of darkness, compassion and love could bring light.